Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I sure hope your day is as beautiful as ours is here. We've had a very long, cold, wet winter, and I have no complaints about it at all. Our dams went from about 40% to complete overflow. They're having to release water now. So it's a wonderful thing, and it is a guarantee that we'll have an amazing summer season. Cape Town's climate is very Mediterranean, so the temperatures year-round are mild. And the first year I was here, I laughed when they said it was hot. I laughed when they said it was cold because it was neither to me at all. Of course, now being here a little over 2 years, I now am feeling similarly. So this winter's consistent 30s and 40s for nighttime temperatures and persistent 50s for daytime has seemed cold to me, and we don't have heat in the house, so that of course makes it cold, because the inside is as cold as the outside, really. But today it's pushing up towards 70ish after a cold morning of about 42 or so, and it's just a beautiful day ahead of the next winter storm, and one to be enjoyed. But that's really not my subject today. It's just a little interesting information. Maybe interesting, maybe boring, but a little information about my life here in South Africa right now. What I want to talk to you today, though, about is something that I've discussed with increasing frequency here of late, and that is not giving up. Let me tell you a little bit about my story that you may or may not know. Most of you know my cancer story with the chemo and the radiation that I went through back in my 20s and early 30s, and in my journey to finding healing through nutrition and fitness. Well, as incredible as my healing has been, and as miraculous as it has been, and as powerful as I know whole foods, nutrition, and a lifestyle of activity and fitness is, and how great it can be for healing and recovery. When you have to participate in long-term, ongoing matters such as chemotherapy and radiation, as I did, there are some things that happen to the body that aren't always able to truly be healed. Yes, you can be strong. Yes, you can be well, but some things carry over for life. It's just a reality of it. If you lose a limb to amputation, you're not going to grow a new one back, and that's kind of my scenario. Through chemo and radiation, I lost the majority of my left hip bone, the iliac wing, and that when it happened, and when I went through the experience, they felt that I would be disabled for life. I had a lifelong disability parking pass. It was set for life. However, that has not been the case. I was also supposed to be in a coffin with my third diagnosis. Well, with all of them actually, but the third diagnosis was the one that was deemed incurable at that stage. And so I shouldn't even be here talking to you at all today, much less here with a severely eroded left hip. And the reason I bring this up is because, one, I never gave up. I didn't give up on finding the cure for cancer and surrender to a miserable death by way of cancer and chemo. I did not give up. And it's been 17 years, and I'm healthy and well. And I didn't give up when they told me that my left hip would never be strong enough to support me properly, so on and so forth. And I didn't give up when further down the road, in a season of extremely high stress, congestive heart failure appeared, again related to one of the chemotherapy drugs that is now proven to cause congestive heart failure in patients that have taken it, especially in combination with another medication, which is exactly what was administered for me. I didn't give up. They told me I wouldn't be able to continue a workout journey, that I had to drastically change my life. And I did make changes for a season, but I did not give up. And I overcame it, and I'm no longer on any heart medications whatsoever, none at all. And the doctors the doctors made the decision actually to take me off of the medications because there's no evidence of congestive heart failure. Yes, there may be the possibility that under certain stress conditions that I could have an occurrence, because there is a weakness that isn't entirely healed, but that doesn't mean that I've not overcome it. I'm certainly not going to give up and give into it, not even the possibility of it. And so as I've dealt with this back pain recently, which I've expressed a couple of times, again, I've taken the attitude of not giving up. I've continued to work out. I've continued to eat the way I believe and that I teach. And I'm determined that I'm not giving up. I'm not going to give in to this issue. And yesterday, through the final test results and things, I discovered that the problem with my lower back does relate very directly to the eroded hip bone. The bottom line is, and the simple truth of it is, that because the hip bone is so severely eroded, although it has grown in and grown back significantly, and I have a lot of strength and I can do squats and I can do all those workout things with really no problem at all, the muscles are having to compensate to keep it all together and functioning well. And those muscles are pulling, are connected to my back directly and are pulling on the spine, causing pain and discomfort, particularly in the area of the ruptured disc that I experienced, also due to chemo, all those years ago. So, here in the last 24 hours, and I knew it in my heart, but in the last 24 hours, I've had a reminder again that yes, I did have cancer, and those things still, some of those things still plague me. It's like I said with the amputation, you'll never grow your leg back, and I probably will never grow a fully restored hip bone. And so I have to face this. I have to figure out the natural approaches, which I'm working on now, to get through this, but without giving up. I refuse to stop working out. I refuse to do what I'm doing to live a healthy, strong, vibrant life. And that really is my bottom line with you. I know it's a long story, and I haven't begun to tell you the real details of it all and exactly how everything works. But the bottom line of it is I had cancer. And yes, in spite of my health, in spite of my healing, I still have some residuals, and I will probably always have some residuals. But I'm not giving up. And I know for many of you, there have been so many challenges. There have been so many perceived setbacks, so many disruptions and temptations and scheduling conflicts and financial matters and all kinds of things that could easily motivate you to give up. But I really want you to get this, that you can overcome, you can press through, you can change your life. You don't have to be a victim of all of those circumstances. You don't have to surrender. So what if you've got an issue that you'll deal with for the rest of your life, such as a missing limb or a bone that has been completely deteriorated? So what? We deal with it. There are natural ways. There's abundant provision. God's made the provision for us. It's here. It's being presented in the inner circle. You're in the perfect place. And no matter what is going on with your life, I just want you to say first to yourself and then to us in the group and the rest of the world that you are not giving up. It doesn't matter what's going on and what is interfering, what excuses you're making, what reasons you feel you have. Just don't give up. You're in here because you have a goal. You're in here because you want to change your life. You're in here because you want to change your family's life, and you're in here because you want to be the absolute most authentic, healthiest, best you, so you can do exactly what you were designed to do. And, you know, we need you. Each and every one of you has a divinely appointed purpose in this life and for this world. And the only way for you to truly, authentically fulfill that purpose is for you to be healthy and strong from the inside out. And in order to do that, you cannot give up. I'm not giving up. I'm not. And neither are you if I have anything to do with it. Okay? So you guys, be encouraged. Just soak this stuff up, embrace it, apply it, change your life regardless of what's going on around you. You can do it. I know you can. I've done it. I continue to do it. I will continue to do it. And I'm right there beside you. Okay? So, key word, if you haven't figured it out, key words, if you haven't heard me enough, don't give up. Bless you guys. Thank you.